We are live here on Steve Shuttler Media, and we are ready for the Iowa Music Showcase. Are you guys excited to be here? Wow. The crowd is in the house. We've got our fan club here, Daniel. We've got Daniel David hanging out here on Steve Shuttler Media for the Iowa Music Showcase. Where's Amanda? Amanda, you're hiding out back there. Get up here. We're at Barnwired in Sigourney, downtown Sigourney. The place to be last night. Get on in here, Amanda. Tell us, give us a recap of Barnwired and Ladies' Night here in Sigourney last night.
Well, it was busy. We sold lots of yummy beverages that we're still offering now. There was lots of people that came through the doors last night, and we really appreciate seeing every single one of you. So.
Awesome. So, of course, SK football is done for the year. I know that's kind of a bummer, but what else we got going on this weekend? Anything in particular here at Barnwired?
Not really, but road trip is coming up in 2 weeks, the 17th and 18th, so we do have that coming up. Otherwise, just we're open Saturday for breakfast, served all day, and then lunch, and that's about it. Right. I'm tired after last night.
She's worn out, but we are, man, look at this place, though. It's like it's the most wonderful time of the year.
Yeah, it is. We did manage to get most of our Christmas out, but we still have stuff coming, and it'll be changing daily. So
yeah, no, it looks good, and people can start doing their holiday shopping here.
Yes, yep.
All right, so Amanda, give it up for Amanda. Let her feel some love. Amanda Snakenberg, the owner of Barnwired, where we do our weekly Iowa Music Showcase, and we welcome in Daniel David. Daniel, good to have you here on the show.
Thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, this is our first time doing an interview. You and I have known each other for a few years. You and I have attempted 1, 2, 3 musical projects in the past, but none of them have worked out. We've never actually played in public together.
Yeah. Yep.
But you are a very talented musician. Why don't you tell the folks here in person and watching on Facebook and YouTube a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, my name is Daniel David. I like to consider myself, not jack of some trades, but master of none. I wouldn't say all, but so I dabble with a lot of different instruments. Really started drums way back when. My brother started showing me drums. That's his main instrument, and I still remember the first time I was really starting to get it, and he would ask me to play louder, and he got so frustrated because every time I would play louder, I would just speed up. And I still struggle with that to this day. But just throughout the past 10 years, I've just slowly picked up other things as it came along. My dad had a band called the Sundogs for quite a few years, and obviously he already had a drummer with my brother, and so I was like, well, I want to do this too. So I started learning, I taught myself keyboard, piano. I did that for quite a few years with them, and I still do that. I lead worship at a church over in Oskaloosa, and so I jump between keyboard, and then I've learned just enough guitar to be able to play on stage most of those songs, and just kind of whatever there is that needs to get covered, I know just enough to get it done, and that's about it.
And you know bass guitar as well.
Yep.
Is there anything else, any other talents hidden inside you? Do you play like violin or cello or saxophone?
No, not really any wind instruments. I mean, ukulele is just a guitar with two strings cut off, but other than that, not really.
Yeah, but this guy is a super talented musician and singer as well. Now, you also, kind of a side project of yours is you play with another artist, I about said Britney Spears. Not Britney Spears. You got to watch out with her knives right now. But Brittany Sword from over in Oskaloosa. Talk about that just a little bit.
Yeah, so I'm Brittany Sword's drummer. We used to work at the music store over in Oskaloosa together, and we got connected, and she'd been doing solo music for a couple of years and wanted to kind of expand, and we just kind of got together and jammed, and I am totally just like, do whatever you want, and I'm going to follow you. And so she'll come one day and we'll be like, we're going to do this song tonight that we've never played together before. And I'm just like, okay, that's fine. And we just gel really well because she does whatever she wants, and I just am along for the ride and get to play drums, and I really like it.
Yeah, and now her style is more, what, kind of pop rock, indie rock type of sound?
Yeah, she considers herself more of like a pop indie rock. She her first single's kind of more acoustic, like Coffee House, and then it kind of put her in a box that she wasn't too excited about. So
Okay.
she's been trying to get out of that ever since. And she just had a single come out. That was the first time we've gone to like an actual super professional studio and did it
Okay.
together. That was Johnny. So I got to do the drums on that, and she got a cellist and a violinist to come play too. And
Nice.
it's just the whole shebang. It was really cool. That's out now, and something I'm really proud to be a part of.
Now, speaking of Brittany, you were telling me a story before we went on today that you and Brittany were recently on a road trip to Wisconsin,
Yeah. So
playing at a pretty interesting place.
yeah, we we played. I think it was last weekend, a couple different places in Wisconsin, and Friday night we did a 4-hour gig at this really sketchy dive bar. And
Was there a cage up in front of you for people to throw the bottles at you?
no,
and stuff, or-
everybody was pretty okay with us, just not really with each other. There's pool going on, and the door to the alleyway open. I think at one point a guy went out and slapped his wife. Like you heard yelling, and then just allowed that.
Oh,
and
man.
it was just like everybody just kind of acted like it didn't happen. It was uncomfortable, but
Yeah. Interesting. So we'll have to see if there's any more interesting road trip stories from you. So, all right. So you've played some Christian music before. You've played some kind of rock stuff before. How would you describe your original sound?
yeah, I'd say like acoustic rock, I guess. The initial plan for the EP was just like completely stripped back. It was just been acoustic and vocals. I've been writing songs for like 10 years, and I just wanted to get something out there. I finally had graduated college, got my master's degree, and I had the time. And I laid down some stuff, and it wasn't enough. I just needed to do more. And electric guitar kind of eludes me. I don't understand the whole pedals thing, making it sound good. I can get an electric guitar to sound like a 12-year-old playing it, but I can't get it to sound super professional. So I was like, I'll just do everything like a rock album, but then just do acoustic guitars. And
There you go.
I really I've messed around recently trying to maybe do some electric instead of the acoustic just to see how it sounds. And the chugging that you get out of the acoustic really kind of drives it rhythmically.
Okay.
And so you get kind of that drums and guitar all in one more with the acoustic than you do with the electric.
Okay.
And so I like that feel a lot, and that it's a bit more mellow for people that don't want something super rocky, but it's a little too rocky for people that don't want something super mellow. So just that middle
Yeah.
ground.
Yep, definitely. Well, let's do a song. Are there any stories behind the first song that you're going to do today?
Yeah. So this first one I'll do was the first single I had come out. It's called Sleep. This song was written just a couple of months before I actually started working on the album. I was in the middle of writing my capstone for my master's degree. Is this big like 30-page thing. It was blowing my mind that I had to do that much work. And I would go to bed at night and struggle to fall asleep, and then when I would dream about the homework. Like I would do homework in my sleep. And so it was like 8 hours of not actually, there was no rest. It was like I was working through my whole sleep. And so this song kind of came out of that frustration of I just want to feel some kind of rest. And I've got kind of a mentor in my life that talks about the Bible. It talks about peace that surpasses all understanding that God provides, but he always words it as peace that makes no sense. And so it's just like a call out to God that I'm in this place, and I really need some sleep, and I really need this peace that doesn't make any sense to me that you can provide. And it was just instantly. I was sitting in my stairway because I liked the acoustics, and the whole song was written in like 5 minutes. It was one of the first times it's ever really happened to me. So
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, let's do it. Let's make him feel welcome here, Mr. Daniel David, our Iowa Music Showcase here at Barnwired in Sigourney.
all right. Oh my God, now I'm so stressed. I feel the weight bear down on me. Oh my God, please clean this mess. It's piled so high that I can't see beyond what it all means. I'm begging for that peace that makes no sense. Serenity beyond my feeble means. I'm begging for your rest, my God, oh won't you please bear bear my burden so I can finally sleep. I can finally sleep. God, my King, deliver me. I'm stumbling out here in the dark. God, my King, oh, hear my plea. I fear I've drifted way too far. I'm begging for that peace, the peace that makes no sense. Serenity beyond my feeble means. I'm begging for your rest, my God, oh, won't you please bear my burden so I can finally sleep. I can finally sleep. I've held on, oh so tightly. I've held on to plans so blindly. I've held on, take this cup from me. I'm begging for that peace, the peace that makes no sense. Serenity beyond my feeble means. Begging for your rest, my God, oh, won't you please bear my burden so I can finally sleep. I can finally sleep.
Daniel David on our Iowa Music Showcase. Good stuff. Now you're kind of the big soft-spoken guy, but yeah, you project really well with your singing voice. Yeah. So yeah, very cool. Again, Daniel David. Now that's you put out what, your EP back in like September, or when was that?
September 1st.
Okay.
I put it out on my birthday. I can celebrate two things at the same time.
Now, as the recorded studio versions of your songs, I know you mentioned it sounds like a rock song, but with acoustic guitars. Is it full instrumentation? Is there everything on it?
Yeah. So it's got the acoustic guitar throughout. It's got the drums. There's going into the second verse. There's actually, it's not like a real trombone, but I have a trombone section part written that's kind of like pads, bass, and then my really good friend Chase Tremaine, he lives down in Nashville, Tennessee. I had him do an electric guitar. He did a solo going into the last chorus, and then also he does a little bit of like background stuff throughout. We've been friends like since 2018 or something now. He works for this music review website called JesusFreakHideout.com.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
And he hosts their podcast called the JFH Podcast, and I listened to it on a long drive I had every day going to and from classes. And I wrote in one time just as like a audience member.
Yeah.
And because he mentioned that he writes his own music, and I was like, what do you do? And from there we emailed for like 2 years straight.
Okay.
And then finally became friends on Facebook, and we've just we've talked a lot, and he's really like kind of mentored me in doing this music thing, and I was really honored to be able to have him play. He was one of my groomsmen at my wedding.
Oh, really?
So it's been a really cool friendship that's grown out of a podcast that I listen to.
You kind of started off as pen pals.
Almost, yeah.
Except you weren't writing letters, you were writing emails.
Yeah.
No, that's very cool that an actual relationship could come out of an online relationship.
Yeah.
And that's pretty cool. Now I don't know. Did you say where you were from when you were kind of giving us your background? Did you mention where you grew up and where you're living now? I can't remember.
No, yeah. Okay. So originally I'm from Afton, Iowa. It's a small town of 900 people. Most of them are inbred and related to each other.
Hello, Afton. My viewership in Afton just plummeted.
I kid you not. There was multiple times throughout high school where I was genuinely confused because I thought two cousins were dating. Like, it was weird.
You didn't get involved in anything like
No.
that.
We're like
to ask.
we're like the one family that's not related to anybody in that town. But I came to Oskaloosa. I went to William Penn University. I had no idea what I was going to do for college, and I found out they had a really good marching band scholarship. And I was like, I'll just go ahead and play drums and get free money. And so I did that, and a lot of people talk about Oskaloosa is a small town, but going from 900 to 11,000 is like a big jump.
Yeah.
You live in the same town as a Walmart, like. So
And
I
a
just
theater.
yeah. So I've grown to love Oskaloosa, and I graduated, like I said, in May, and so I'm still living in town. I just like that it's, like I said, it's big enough to have options. You can go out and eat. You can go to Walmart in town, but also it's small enough where I would feel totally comfortable walking downtown at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
And I like that balance of it's like a close-knit community, but also it's not too close-knit of a community.
Not as close as Afton. Love you, Afton. Let's do another tune. What do you got for us up next?
Yeah, this next one is called Mistook. This one, so like I said, Sleep kind of came out of just like a 5-minute session. This was very opposite. I wrote this little guitar part that I'll do at the end of the song, but not throughout. I play it with my fingers, but then I also want the pick, and I'm not good at the transition. So it'll be in there, but I wrote this little riff, and practiced it for months, and I had no idea what I was going to do with it. And then I decided I should just put this down, and this was kind of the song that made, when I recorded it, I was like, oh yeah, I could do this. I can make an EP. But I think it was the last one to have words. Okay. I just could not find anything to cover. And on my honeymoon, we went to, we were outside of Chicago, wherever the town is that has the Six Flags nearby, and we went to this campground and we stayed there. We camped out of the van for 4 or 5 days.
Down by the river?
Yeah. And so I think we were on Lake Michigan, and we were walking down the kind of beach area, and there was these old bathhouses, really cool buildings that are just completely like out of order. They haven't been used in, I think, since the 80s is what I saw.
Okay.
And for some reason, they filled me with this like existential dread. I was like, somebody put in all this work and effort to build this thing, this really cool building that they thought was going to be used for years, and it got shut down because the beach over there eroded, and so the beach kept moving down. Okay. It's like, and in my own life, I was struggling with, is what I'm trying to do right now what God wants me to do, or is it what I think He wants me to do? And if so, is He going to correct me? And so, like, the first verse kind of covers these, kind of talks about these buildings, like, somebody built this building with an explicit purpose, but ultimately it wasn't meant to be. Okay. And so nature came along and interfered and ruined it. And then the second verse, I kind of write about this kind of alternate version of me. I'm working at William Penn now as the campus minister. And in this alternate version, I get this job, and in 6 months I get fired. And like, ultimately, was this where I was supposed to be? I haven't been yet. But ultimately, is this where I'm supposed to be going, or am I just imagining that this is where I'm getting led? And so this song just kind of struggles with this thought of, the chorus literally says, have I heard you clearly, or will you force me to realign where I'm going? And so this song kind of covers that struggle.
I've been there.
Yeah.
I've done that.
Yeah.
So let's do it.
Yeah.
What's the song called again?
Mistook.
All right. Here's Daniel David on our Iowa Music Showcase.
A structure standing undisturbed, untouched for nearly 40 years. Does the architect return and mourn how nature interferes? Have I heard you clearly this time? Or will you force me to I mistook a warning for a sign. He found a job in ministry. He swore that is where he'd been called. But stress tore at him viciously. And in 6 months he got laid off. Have I heard you clearly this time? Or will you force me to realign? I mistook a warning for a sign. Drowning in uncertainty, was it your voice or was it me? Or have I strayed from where you lead? Is this where I'm supposed to be? Have I heard you clearly this time? Or will you force me to realign? I mistook the warning for a sign.
Daniel David here on our Iowa Music Showcase, live at Barnwired in the beautiful town of Sigourney, Iowa. Daniel, we're buzzing right along. I told you this half hour would fly by. It's almost noon right now. We'll do 5 not-so-random questions. We'll get to pick your brain. The questions are picked out, so they're not random like they used to be.
Yeah.
But, all right, here we go. So whatever comes to the top of your mind here. We've got daylight saving time coming up this weekend. Do you like that, or do you not care?
I think the government needs to split it halfway. We get that half hour, and then we just never touch it again.
All right. So change one more time?
Yeah, just
And
one
then
time.
never again.
But like at a half hour, so right in the
half
middle.
hour.
And so we never change it again.
All right. We'll go with that. Question 2. So we got through Halloween. Obviously here at Barnwire, they've got their Christmas stuff up. Do you have Christmas decorations up at your house yet?
So I'm actually in the process of buying a house to move, so I haven't set up yet. But traditionally, I start Christmas celebration on November 1st. Since 2018, I wear a Christmas sweater on November 1st every year. So my wife and I did that. We had chili, and we watched Santa Claus is Coming to Town on the 1st.
So you're a fan of Christmas. All right. Question 3. Would you rather be super rich, or would you rather have the perfect body?
I say super rich. Then you can pay for the perfect body, right?
Plastic surgery. There you go. Question 4. Speaking of Halloween, let's see here. Do you have any leftover Halloween candy?
I didn't buy the Halloween candy till after Halloween, so technically yes.
You waited for the discount, the cheaper prices.
price, yes.
That's the way to do it. And then question 5, is there speaking of food, is there something that you eat every single day?
Every
single day. I don't know. I don't know if I do.
I don't know. I would say I consume soda every single day.
Yeah.
Not good for me. Don't tell my doctor, but
Exactly. Well, there you go. We got through 5 questions really quick. You're talking about your wife. You got married not too terribly long ago, right?
yep. May 6th got married to my wife. We had been together, I don't even remember at this point, a year and a half or something.
Okay.
We met online. She's from South Dakota, so we did 5 hours long distance for quite a few years. And just one day, she got a notification from her landlord that her apartment was going to get way more expensive.
Okay.
And it happened to be the end of the school year, and everybody in Oskaloosa was moving back home, and so I was able to find her an apartment across town from me, cheaper than what she was living at. We got a showing one day. The next day it got confirmed, and the next day she was able to get the money to put down for the deposit. Is 1 week process. We were able to. Her apartment went up. We found her a new one, and then in a couple weeks she was able to move down, and we lived in the same town until I proposed and we got married in May.
Nice. Well, congratulations. That's
you.
quite the little love story.
Yeah.
Well, let's wrap this up. We got one more tune from you. What do you want to do for us?
I gotta think of what it's called. It's called.
That
so
one
this
song.
Yes, this first song is called "Facts That Contradict," and something that was kind of fun. Kind of bring Chase back into this. I say he was the producer on the album. I asked him about everything. Is this lyric good? Does this sound okay? And in this bridge, I'm talking about this struggle to feel God around me, and how even though I know he's there, it feels like he's not sometimes. And originally, I had the lyric facts don't care about my feelings.
Yeah.
Literally,
Yep.
like, it doesn't matter if I feel like he's there or not, he is. And he was like, you might upset some people by using a Ben Shapiro quote in a song. And so he recommended facts that contradict my feelings. And that's kind of where this the title came from, and this whole song is kind of encompassed by that.
Well, cool. I'm looking forward to hearing it. Let's do it. Here's Daniel David again on our Iowa Music Showcase.
There's a vacancy in the passenger seat. I'm driving home all alone. Deep inside of me, the violent doubts are screaming, no one's home. A vacant throne. As I trudge through the night, searching for that ever-distant line. In the void, a voice replied, son, I've always been here by your side. Nerves cut, no sensation, lost to the temptation, fingers numb, I'm undone, stitched together, one part mine, one yours, forever you remain in the pain. As I trudge through the night, searching for that ever-distant line. In the void, a voice replied, son, I've always been here by your side. Struggling to feel you near me, you're closer than the air I'm breathing. Facts that contradict my feelings, oh God. Crying out to feel your presence, I'll ignore you in the silence. Damaged by my own defiance, oh God. As I trudge through the night, searching for that ever-distant light. In the void, a voice replied, son, I've always been here by your side. As I trudge through the night, searching for that ever-distant light. In the void, a voice replied, son, I've always been here by your side.
like it. That is Daniel David on our Iowa Music Showcase here on Steve Shetler Media. Well, Daniel, anything you want to plug before we get out of here for today? I know you've got a big gig coming up in 2024, right?
Yep. So I've been asked to be the opening band for Friday After 5 over in Oskaloosa on June 21st June 21st.
All right, yes.
And so that's coming up, and I potentially, hopefully, have another short selection of songs going to come out towards the end of December, early January. Got Christmas break coming up at the college, so I won't be working there for a couple weeks. I should have time to get some more stuff out. So.
Nice. And again, your EP that's out there right now is called what?
Unrest.
All right, and people can stream that and download it wherever?
Yep, wherever you want. Hopefully, at some point, there'll be CDs. I want to get a couple more songs to put on there. But yeah.
All right. So, yeah, download and stream and support our Iowa music artists here in our great state of Iowa, which you're kind of one of those best-kept secret artist. You know, you're not playing out yourself a lot, but you're backing up a lot of people, doing your thing on Sundays at church. And man, I'm glad to have you here on the show. You've been a great interview and some great music as well. So
thanks for having me,
Daniel David. Make him feel some love here at Barn Wired. That is our Iowa Music Showcase. We'll be back here next week. Stop in for some lunch. You still got time. What do we got? Meatballs on the schedule or on the menu today? Is that the special? Meatballs. Handballs. Jim, get me some handballs going back there. All right. That'll do it for our Iowa Music Showcase here on Steve Shetler Media.